Welcome everyone to Season 3 of the Cesc Fabregas Como rebuild. As you can see, in the last couple seasons, we have finished exactly in the same position as we have this season, 11th place. We need to do something different. We need to do something to get higher up. That's actually the season before. I don't know why it doesn't show you that, but we are probably having another season tick over. We need to do something different because we need to close the gap between us and Europe. We did get runner-up in the Italian Cup this year, so that would be a good way into Europe if we can get that in. If we could win the Cup, that would be a good way into Europe. Other than that, though, I think we just need some better players. I don't really know the number one position to improve. I think it will be left back and maybe a better striker, but I do think we've got some good young players, so maybe we just need to give them some time as well. So we've done our business. We've not had a lot of money to spend because quite a few of it was done on pre-transfers that are already arranged. Terraccio and Luka Jovic both joined from AC Milan on permanent deals after their loans finished. We also signed Nikola Kavlina on a transfer that was arranged before the summer. He's a goalkeeper. He comes in from Dynamo for 4.2 million. He's going to be our new goalkeeper. We brought in a couple of free transfers. Sebastiano Esposito, a football manager legend of old, is in the club. I'm not sure if he's good anymore. I mean, he scored 14 and 18 in Serie B, so we'll see how he does with the step up. He's come in to just be another rotation striker. And then we've got our new left back, Sergio Reguilon. Fabregas using his Spanish magic once again. The former Tottenham man, Man United, Real Madrid, he's been all over. He joins us as our new left back to replace Alex Telles. We then signed a couple of players on loan. Schlederlup, who's a bit of a football manager hero as well, he joins us on a loan, season-long loan from Atalanta. He scored 6 goals in 20 last year, and I assume most of those were probably off the bench. We then got El Chadli Bichiabu, who again looks a good young player with lots of potential. He joins us on a season-long loan from RB Leipzig, where he's barely had a kick. We then signed Santiago Mourinho on a season-long loan from Atletico Madrid. He looks absolutely terrible when he's played for those, so hopefully he won't be as bad, but he's just going to be a rotation centre-back. Chris Smalling and Alberto Moreno left on free transfers on the when their contracts expired. A couple of youth players left. Santiago Mele, our goalkeeper that we had last season with the incoming of Kavlina, we didn't need him, so he's gone to Al Hilal for 3.3 million. Eric Bailly was kicking up a fuss because he wanted a new contract. A 31-year-old, I wasn't really wanting to give him a new contract, so he's went to Ajax for 3.9 million after signing on we had him for a year. He was okay, so he's gone for money, which is a good little turn of profit. Financially though, the club are looking pretty brutal with 15 million in the red, so we've not really had money come into the club. We're really struggling transfer wise. In terms of season preview for the year, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, Brev. We're down in 13th, so trying to close the gap to Europe. I'm not sure. So I think this will be the first team. We'll probably have Pobga in for Unai Lopez and Kalali in for Andre Franco. That looks like probably the team we're going to play. I think that's better than last year, so hopefully we can finish closer to Europe and maybe even get into Europe. One thing we also got, the Super Cup. I don't know how we qualified for this. I guess by finishing runner-up in the Italian Cup maybe, but we're in the Super Cup, and there's actually a bit of money if you win it. If you win the whole thing, you get 7.3 mil. You get 1.5 mil just for going out in the semis, so we'll at least get a little bit of money for this. But yeah, I didn't even know we were going to be in this. It's Roma, Inter, Milan and us. I'm assuming it's the winner of the Italian Cup last year. How do I look at this? So Roma won it last year and they're in it. And then I guess it's probably last year's top two, Milan and Inter. Is that right? Well, Milan are there, Roma are there. Yeah, so it's top two in the league and then the winner and runner-up of the Cup. I don't know how it works. It's probably, if you're in, I guess it just probably goes to the next league position if you were one of those teams that was in the Cup. So, I don't know, I guess if you're like a winner or a runner-up in the Cup, but you also finished first or second in the league, it would then go to like third and fourth in the league. I don't know, but we're in it, so yeah. Weirdly enough, the Super Cup, which for every other league is like a pre-season thing, theirs is like in January. I don't understand it. I don't know why they do it like this. Terrible idea. Just do it before the season. Do it before the first round of the Italian Cup. I don't understand. What a weird competition. So we have to get off to a good start in our season opener as we did take on Torino. And as you can see, we did get off to a good start. A lovely ball in the back post from, I think it was Reguilon, played it into Kali. Did put us 1-0 up. We then went 2-0 up for Luka Jovic, obviously now a permanent player. Torino did get themselves one back. Samba Cesc or Dambasek, I don't know his name. He got one back, but Batshuayi, our new centre-back, went on a crazy run, played it through to Pubga, who squared it to Shedelup. And Shedelup? I don't know. It's quite a weird name. Shedelup. I don't know what it is. Mourinho messing about with it at the back. Terrible pass to Batshuayi. And unfortunately, it did allow Torino to get one back. But it didn't matter, as we did win our opener 3-2. It does seem like there's going to be a little bit of a trend in this team at this season, as we do score quite a lot of goals. Tresoldi there getting the first in this game in the Serie A against Frosinone. We then went one goal back to 1-1 there. Frosinone playing themselves through, and it seems like the trend's going to be we can score plenty, but we do concede a lot as well, which is potentially an issue that we need to look at. But Luka Jovic getting the second there, just a lovely finish in the inside of the post to make it 2-1. And then again, we would do our pressing style. Tresoldi once again playing it through to Jovic, bobbles up off the defender to make it 3-1. Frosinone would get one back there as they did pick up a couple injuries, and that is one thing we've had in this first few months, is quite a few injuries, which we'll of course take a look at. But Frosinone got themselves one back, but it wouldn't matter in the end, as we did run out, winners 4-2. Belotti playing through there, smashes it top bins, lovely stuff from the big Italian. We did get off to a cracking start in the league, winning most of our first opening games, but we were playing a lot of the, what you'd call, the not-so-good teams in Serie A. We did come up against Inter Milan, obviously one of the better sides, and we held our own, which is good. It looks like we are going to be potentially on course for a good season here. Andre Franco getting the equaliser in the first half. They did go down to 10 men with Renato Sanchez getting sent off. We didn't manage to capitalise on that. Franco had a winner disallowed, but to get a point against Inter is not a bad result at all. And as you can see on the stats, we were very much the best. Well, pretty much even side. And once again, proving our good start to the season, we then took on Napoli away from home. Andre Franco, who's having a very good season, mind you, mostly just because he's came in the side from injury. It isn't really any other reason why he's came into the side, but he looks like he's going to have a good season there. Napoli did get themselves one back. Raspadori getting on the end of a cross from Reen and Lodi, but we did get the winner. Alex Telles whips it in from the corner. Batshuayi falls to Shedelup, falls then to Alex Telles, who puts it back in, and Andre Franco again getting an important winner there. 2 goals for him today. Great result there in the league. And as you can see, these are the opening results. And as you can see, just the 2 losses so far. A little bit unfortunate, but it was to Fiorentina and Udinese. Held our own against the big boys, Inter and Juventus, and then beaten Napoli. So very good start. That does mean we are currently sitting joint top in the league. 6 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses against Juventus's unbeaten start, but they have drew quite a lot. So 20 points from our first 10 games. That is a very, very good return. As you can still see, though, it is very tight at the top. Just 3 points separate 9th and 1st, sorry. So it's still very much up for grabs. We definitely think we want to be finishing somewhere in Europe, but it's very tight, so it'll really just depend. Milan look good for it. Juve look very good for it. They're very, very good defensively. So just what you kind of expect from a Serie A side. Juventus at the top, but they draw a lot. So there you go. We have progressed, obviously, into the second round of the Cup, so we'll obviously keep an eye on that as well. But we just need to keep it going. We do have quite a few bad injuries. Unfortunately, Pogba broke his leg, so he's going to be out for pretty much most of the season. And we've just had quite a few little injuries here and there, but we've managed to keep it steady, and we've still picked up results. Andre Franco, Luka Jovic has been incredible, 8 and 10. He's been an unreal player. Again, Andre Franco scored 5. He's looked really good. And so have the new boys. Batshuayi's looking good. Schledelup's looking decent. So, yeah, happy with everything so far. So once again, we had a big fixture, this time to Lazio, and once again, it was a big scoreline. Braunoda broke through to get the first goal of the game. We then followed it up with a second there. As you can see, Cassandro down the right-hand side, this time at home, whips it in to Shedelup, who gets his head on it, and the Norwegian puts it into the bottom, to the top right-hand corner there. We then, unfortunately, messed about with it a little bit too much at the back for Lazio to get one back. That made it 2-1. We then came into the second half, and Lazio did grab themselves an equaliser. As you could see, just a ball in the box where I don't even know how you say his first name. Milik finished it off to make it 2-2. We then would grab a late winner. We grabbed a late winner with Franco, making it 3-2. And as you can see, it's just back and forth. It's like a basketball game, these matches for us at the minute. It's just back and forth, but we did come out as winners in this one. Unfortunately, it's not all sunshine and rainbows at Como. We went away to Sassuolo and we did get humbled quite well. It was a 3-1 win for Sassuolo in the end. The first goal coming from a penalty. Berardi then gets his second. They then went 3-0 up in the second half, this time coming from the left-hand side. Just a ball in the box, not dealt with by anyone. Some terrible defending on our part. We did get a consolation goal late on from a corner. Mourinho plays up to Schledel up, back to Lopez, who quips it in. Cassandro gets there, the right back, to finish it off nicely to make it 3-1. But yeah, it's definitely we definitely can get spanked on our day as well. Thankfully, we followed that up with quite a rare, narrow win. Just a goal from a corner. Batshuayi getting the only goal of the game, and 3 points against Roma is a terrific result. Shifting focus, we did have our Super Cup game, and as you can see, it was a 10-goal thriller. We went 1-0 up with Tresoldi getting the early goal for us, one of the earliest goals I think I've ever seen in Football Manager. Milan would then equalise through Zaniolo in the first half. They would then go ahead 2-1. As you can see, Zaniolo this time turning provider as Okafor's first ever hits the bar, but he follows it up and we do not deal with it. We then made it 2-2 with some good play there. Tresoldi playing through Kalali, who played it back into the middle with Branoda, finishing it off, the Austrian, making it 2-2. We then went ahead again from a set piece, this time falling to Schledel up. Jarol Quansah, one of our new January signings, whipped it into Jovic at the back stick, who made it 3-2. Then Milan would equal things up again. A bit of just bad defending again. Left it to be 3-3. We then went into extra time, and Milan just went into a different gear. They then made it 4-3. It's hard to keep track of what the results are. It must have been 4-3. They then went 5-3 up again. Our goalkeeper got injured, so Audero was stepping in, and he was terrible. As you can see, couldn't lay a glove on anything. We then got a very, very, very late consolation goal. Belotti slid one through to Luka Jovic, who puts one past his former club, but unfortunately, we did go out of the Super Cup 6-4 in extra time. And it wasn't just the Super Cup that would be exiting. Our dreams of winning the Italian Cup were dashed? No, it's definitely dashed. It was definitely dashed by Torino, as they did beat us 3-1 at their home place. And as you can see, the goals, once again, just flying in. Audero, he's a backup goalkeeper for the reason of that he's terrible. Jovic would get one back, Luka Jovic, what a man. He's just been incredible in this save. But unfortunately, we couldn't get an equaliser there, and unfortunately, a late penalty did confirm our exit from the Italian Cup. Thankfully, our league form is still going okay. We will take a look at transfers after this, but as you can see, a couple new players in the side. We then beat Salernitana, who were one of the newly promoted sides, 2-0, and thankfully our league form, despite going out in the cups quite early, hasn't taken too much of a hit. We've had a couple of draws here and there, but we're doing okay, and I think we're definitely overachieving what we'd expect for this side. So all of that means after this run of games, as you can see, we have dropped a few points here and there, some draws where you'd probably expect us to win, but overall some very good results in here, a couple of bad losses, but I would say not a bad run of games at all. Unfortunately, it has dropped us all the way down to 5th, but like I say, it's very, very tight. We do have a bit of a gap now between not being in Europe and being in Europe, which is good. I think we're just drawn too many games, but again, we still are only 3 points away from the top, and we have got a game in hand as well, so we very much could get back up into the top 4. Transfer-wise, we have done a bit of business in terms of the outgoings. So in January, a couple of players went to Saudi. That is Saudi, isn't it? Yeah, Al Fatah. Braunoda went for 25 million, and Edgar went for 20 million, so 45 million for the pair of them. I mean, Braunoda was good. He was fine. He was very good. But Edgar was very, very average. I wouldn't expect him to have been, anywhere near that evaluation. Braunoda probably half of that. So we've done really well to get big fees for those. We have spent the money that came in. Jarol Quansah joins us on a loan till the end of the season. season, as does Thomas Araujo from Milan. Giorgio Cittadini joins us from Atalanta. He's another centre-back. He is an Italian 23-year-old centre-back. If you don't know, Quansah and Araujo are also centre-backs as well. With Edgar leaving, we definitely needed a new centre-back. So we paid 3.5 million for him. Unfortunately, the loans that we had, Mourinho and Baciagli, whatever he's called, they got recalled because we weren't playing them as wide centre-backs. I bloody hate Football Manager. Like, that would never happen in real life. Like, a wide centre-back, no one would even know what that is. Looking at the pitch, you wouldn't even really see it. So it's really annoying. I just think it's a bit... I think it's too much. Like, I don't mind them having, like, a preferred position, but I think, like, the exact role and getting recalled because they're not playing their exact role, even though they're playing every game and growing and becoming better footballers, it just seems a bit daft to me. So but anyway, we've had to bring in 3 to replace obviously Edgar, who left, and then the 2 loans, so that's what we've done. We also loaned in Alexander Pavlovic. He joins us on a loan till the end of the season from Bayern Munich, not paying much there. And then we did make a signing. Eduardo Quaresma joins us from Sporting Lisbon. He was worth £15 million, as you can see, a very good debut. He looks a good player. He can play centre-back, but I think we'll be playing him as a ball-winning midfielder in the middle. All of that means is that the squad looks something like this these days, so we are doing quite well. We've got a decent run in now, so no cups, just Serie A. Could we win the league? I think we're probably a little bit way off, to be honest, but I think we can get into Europe, and I think that would be... I think originally I said that this was going to be winning the league would be the end of the rebuild, but I think if we can get Como into Europe, I think that would be a good stopping point for the rebuilds, because I think what I need to do is keep the rebuild goals a bit more realistic, a bit shorter, because I think when you do like a FIFA rebuild, it's very easy to get through the seasons. It takes a while getting through the Football Manager seasons, even if you like quick simming games and stuff. So so I think we're going to kind of have a little bit more realistic goals. So Europe for us, that would be good, I think. So if we can do that, then I think I'm going to consider that the rebuild complete. Unless a lot of people want to see us try and do one further, maybe get Champions League or win the league or something like that, then that's okay. I think what I'll do is, for rebuilds, is initially start off with a kind of a smaller goal, and then if people really like the series or really like that rebuild and are watching multiple videos of the same rebuild, then I'll do like further objectives. But I think for the most part, I'm going to keep them more realistic. So I think Como is newly promoted, getting them into Europe. That's a cool little rebuild in my eyes. So we've got a run in. I think we can definitely finish in Europe. If not, then we'll have to do a season 4, which is okay with me because I'm enjoying it. So with the new signings in, we wanted to see them gel quickly, and they did. We took on one of the cannon fodder of Serie A this year, Frosinone. We comfortably beat them 4-1. Shedelup opened the scoring before Frosinone did get one back. Isaac, not that one, crossed it into Mazzocchi, who finished it quite nicely to make it 1-1. But then the second half, we absolutely dominated. Terracciano down the right-hand side, puts the ball in the middle, fell all the way to the back stick to Shedelup, once again getting his second of the afternoon. Trizoldi then, the other striker, whips in a ball over to Jovic, terrible goalkeeping, and Shedelup completed his hat-trick to make it 3-1. We then wrapped it up 4-1 with a Belotti penalty. We then had a massive fixture against Inter Milan, one of the big boys of the league on the other end. Kalali played it into Jovic, who finished it nicely to make it 1-0 to us at our home ground, nice and early on in the game. Inter would fire back though. Lautaro Martinez playing it off to Mazraoui. He played it back into Martinez, who made it 1-1. But that... our lead would regain quite quickly, as once again one of the new boys, Quaresma, plays it into Kalali. He played it through to Trizoldi, who hasn't scored lots, but he has scored some important goals this year. Inter would level it up once again at after the half-time interval. They did get one back, but we did end up winning the game not too long after that goal. João Neves, one of our new... Is it João Neves? I don't know. It's the Neves that used to play for Wolves, I think. I think it's that one. I could be wrong. I need to check. I'm pretty sure it's that. Is it Ruben Neves? I think it's Ruben Neves, isn't it? It's Ruben Neves, not João Neves. My mistake. I must be thinking of someone else. Yeah, he signed on a free contract after leaving Saudi, and no one wanted to pay his huge wages. Eventually, he came down, and we got him for about 75 grand a week, so not bad at all. Again, unfortunately, not all sunshine and rainbows here at Como, as Juventus did beat us 2-0 in this game. Chiesa with a lovely effort from the left-hand side. The cat going mad. Before they then made it 2-0. And to be totally truthful, Juventus just absolutely ran away with it after the January. They were mad. We then had a trip away to Roma, where they did lead the game 1-0. Asprilla playing the ball, well, smashing the ball behind our goalkeeper, but we did get one back. Reguilon playing it to Shedalep, falls to Reguilon again, who plays it into the middle. It just kind of bundled in. I think it might have been even an own goal off Mancini. We then got the winner, Franco, on the right-hand side, who's been a bit of a bit part player, but he's scored plenty this year. Plays it to Tresoldi, who played it to Belotti, who finished it to make it 2-1 and set up a very, very interesting final day. So this is how we've done since January. As you can see, plenty wins. We did have a little bit of a rough patch, but we've turned it around with some very, very good wins as of late. The 2-1 win over Roma being the most recent. This has set up a final day fixture against Milan. Juventus are already champions. We have done the rebuild goal of getting into Europe, which is great. We've confirmed our Europa League place along with Milan. But with 3 points clear of 5th and 4th, I guess, we do have a chance to get Champions League as well. Top 4 in Italy all go into the Champions League group phase. So we would, the league phase as it's known now, yeah. So we'd really like a win here. A draw, would that be enough? A draw would be enough today as well. So we do have Milan, who are sitting second. So one of us could miss out. However, if we want to just do a little bit of a weird bit of, dodgy Italian match fixing, if we both draw this game, we both have to actually get Champions League, so we really don't care. This is the team we're going with. We've got Cavlina in goal, back four of Terriciano, Cittadini, Quansah and Reguilon, Quaresma and Neves in midfield. Not Franco. Kalali's injured. Okay, then Franco and Shedel up at left wing. Belotti up front with Tresoldi because Luka Jovic is injured. And that's the team we're going with. And hopefully, this is the first and only live game of this episode's rebuild, but we hopefully can get Champions League. And then that will be rebuild done. I mean, I think it's rebuild done either way, but it would be really nice to get a win here, or at least a draw, just to get Champions League, to end the rebuild on a very nice note. I think it would take some time to win the league, so I do think it's probably a step too far, but I've really enjoyed the rebuild. I think this would be a really fun save for anyone who's wanting to do maybe a longer term one. I can definitely see it taking 5, 6, maybe even 7 seasons to win the league, but Italy's very competitive, so you can definitely get yourself into Europe. I feel like it's not like the Premier League where breaking into that top 7 can be absolutely torturous, just because they just don't drop points to not very good teams. Like Italy, you get some very weird results as Musa puts Milan 1-0 up. That's the last thing we want to see. Lyon, which is a shame. We are at home as well. For some reason, we're not filling the ground for such a massive fixture like that, which tells you how big Como supported, because it's only about 9,000 here for a team that's hopefully, trying to get into the Champions League. But this does rely on other teams getting wins as well. So it is not necessarily us not in the Champions League if we lose, and I think we are going to lose because Reinder's just made it 2-0. But I do think there is quite a fun challenge here. Obviously, this is rebuild done for us regardless of what happens today. But it would be nice to get into the Champions League. As it stands, we're still in the Champions League. There is a few different results that have to go other ways. Inter are up in 5th. I mean, I thought they'd leapfrog us. Is it not goal difference? It must not be goal difference in Italy. It must be head-to-head or something. That's very strange. Anyway, Franco smashes one in. Get in. Jarell Quansah playing it back. It is Como 1, Milan 2. Well, if it's head-to-head, then that might mean we have Champions League anyway, because I thought it would be goal difference. But I'm not sure how I feel about head-to-head being a decider. I feel like in a league table, I can kind of get it in maybe something like international tournaments where there's only a couple games, but in a league table with a full season, I don't see why you wouldn't do goal difference, because a goal difference is more of a reflective result of how good you've been or how bad you've been all season, whereas head-to-head, it could have just been an off day, whereas I feel like goal difference is more... It reflects more of the full season, whereas obviously when you're playing like 3 games in an international group stage, I don't mind that being head to head because that makes sense. You wouldn't want to lose to beat a team and then not go out. Go out because even though you're on the same points, that doesn't make sense. We're just dilly dallying with it here. And I noticed on the highlights a few times. This is how we've conceded. I think we're going to get Champions League regardless. Because Inter are absolutely smashing Genoa, but it's not going to make a difference because of our head-to-head. It must be head-to-head. It can't be anything else. It would still be nice to get a draw, though, just to confirm it, because I don't know what other permutations could be happening. As Schledel up, picks it off, plays it to Tresoldi, and he just couldn't finish it. It's a shame Luka Jovic isn't playing today, because he would have loved to play and score against his old boys, but... he was unfit, unfortunately. Kalali, yeah, I mean, we'll take a little review, but there's been some heroes of this rebuild for sure. We'll definitely take a little bit of a review after this, but not a great first half, is it? But I think we're still going to get Champions League, so yeah, I mean, if people enjoy it, if people really enjoyed this rebuild, then let me know, and we might even do another episode where we get into, we actually play the Champions League or whatever European competition we're going to be in. Let me know. I mean, obviously, I'm open to doing another episode, but I do think Football Manager content these days, it's very much, you move on to the next thing quite quickly. Long-term saves, maybe not as popular as they used to be. It's still only 2-1 though. I mean, I'm talking about long-term saves. We're talking about 4 videos for a series, but it does not look like we're going to get ourselves back into this. But you never know. I mean, it is only 2-1. Schledel plays it in. I mean, yeah. I do think if we were to continue this, there is a couple positions we need to improve on. But honestly, I quite like the squad. I really, you know what it is? Sometimes you come across quite likable squads. And Trizoldi hasn't scored many this season, but he's scored an absolute worldie to equal the game up. It's Como 2, Milan 2. And if we really needed this result, that would have been a very, very special goal. Great finish there from Trizoldi. Great ball in from Neves as well. I mean, if we win this, we'd go definitely, we'd go second, which would be really good runners up. To be honest, it is quite a fun league, Italy, Serie A, because it is so tightly contested. So you can get it's just so fun because you can just come in and cause havoc. Basically, Pogba hasn't had much of a season with him being out all of it, but him and Lopez will come on in midfield. Yeah, he hasn't really played much, but honestly, it's been a bit of a weird season for transfers. We've been kind of here, there, and everywhere with certain players. Kavlina has definitely not looked amazing, but it doesn't really matter because we've had a good season. Again, Trizoldi probably not had the best of season. I mean, only 8 goals isn't great, but Luka Jovic is the main goal scorer, so it's only to be expected. I know Reguilón's not having a good game, but I think he's been a big difference in the side. To be honest, he's been consistently quite good. Yeah, it's been a weird one, especially because you'd think with our centre-backs changing so often and the midfield changing quite a bit throughout the season, we'd perhaps be a little bit disjointed. Oh, have we got a penalty? I think we might have a penalty. Referee's got his finger to his ear. He's having a look. Oh, he's giving it. Penalty. Who's going to take it? Belotti. Come on. I love Belotti. He's been class. He's been here since day one. Oh, my God. Yes! Belotti scores on the rebound. It doesn't matter. I don't think I've ever seen that on Football Manager where the keeper's actually saved it and it's come back out to the striker. Well done, Belotti. He's been a hero. I was going to start slating him, but no, he's done well there. And we do lead the game. Imagine if we really needed this result, this would have been a hell of a final day. Como 3, Milan 2. And, oh, come on. No. No more highlights. Let's not ruin it. No. Well out. Just get it clear. No, yep, that's it. Oh, God, good save. Thought that was flying in there. What a final day this is. I'm not even going to pronounce his name. That's going to get me censored. Anyway, currently 3-2 with 5 minutes to go. And I'm saying, no, we don't need any more highlights. Just end it here. End it here. Let's not do anything daft. Just launch it. There you go. Hit and hope. Oh, wow. Trizoldi's through. It's a mistake. He's hit the post. Oh, it was 1-on-1. And he's hit the post. How has he hit the post from there? This is what I mean. He's just not that good, is he? I mean, he scored an absolute worldie, and then he's hit the post from a simple 1-on-1. That's 6 minutes at a time. Oh, my God. This game's just crazy. It's just back and forth, highlight after highlight. No. Don't score. Don't play it across the box. No. Get this out. Bloody hell. Theo Hernandez equals it up. 6 minutes to go. Doesn't matter. A draw was enough anyway. It would have been nice to finish second, though, wouldn't it? Would have been nice to finish second. That's it now. No more highlights. We're not losing this. Very good. Match fixing complete. 3-3. We both get Champions League. Beautiful stuff. And that's the rebuild done. That is the goal complete. We have completed the goal of the rebuild, which was originally to win the league, but we realised that's a little bit ambitious. We have got Champions League, so if you want to see another episode, then do let me know. I'm very open to doing another episode, but I think for now that is the rebuild done, and we will just take a little bit of a review of what we've done. As you can see, I mean, yeah, we get a little bit of money. We're getting a little bit of money, but yeah, finances are okay now, actually, but yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. We will do a little bit of a review. So let's take a look at some of the heroes of the rebuild. So first one we've got to point out was Andrea Belotti. He hasn't been an absolute goal machine, but he was here when we started. He obviously was a goal machine in the first season, 14 and 34. His influence did kind of trail off as the seasons went on, but I still think he was a top player. Other players that were heroes, obviously, we've got Andre Franco. He was obviously a signing in the second season. Bit of again, just a very handy rotation player. We also had Tresoldi come in last season as well. Again, had a much better second season than he did first season. Pobga was another one who came in last season, did really well. Obviously, he got injured this season, didn't play too much. Kalali, our young wonder kid, came in for 16 million. Been very good, been very, very good. I would have been interested to see how he got on. His reputation, his valuation is huge now. But I think the standout hero of the rebuild MVP goes to Luka Jovic. Came in on a £1.6 million loan, 19 in 34. Signed him on a permanent, 19 and 34. Mr. Reliable. What a man. What a man. For only what? About, $6.5 million total? Yeah. 38 goals and 68. What a man. What a man. So that's going to do it. Thank you for watching the Como Fabregas rebuild. Keep an eye out for any future rebuilds and check out the playlist for all previous. If you are new to the channel, also check out the playlists for my long-term save, North to Prem, where we start in National League North and build our way up the football pyramid to the Premier League. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all for more Football Manager videos very soon.